recording in it. Okay.
The wrong Jana is host.
Yeah, go ahead. It's recording now. Yeah,
okay, great.
Late last night. We got in at about 11 o'clock last night, so I haven't even unpacked anything yet.
Wow, you're fresh off. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm so excited that all of you guys are joining us, and we're just going to be talking about a couple of things. We're so excited about convention, obviously, so we're going to be talking about some of that we learned and that we took away. So we wanted to start. Jana, you present the Power of Three so much better than I could even think about doing. So we're going to start off, look at you shake your head, with the Power of Three. And so I've kind of talked about it on some of my calls that we've had on Tuesday nights, but Jana's going to talk about it, and so that we can really just grow, because we're so excited about growing our business, and not just about the business, but about sharing this great products with people and changing lives. So Jana, go ahead.
Well, depending on where you are in your business, you're either counting the Power of Three as getting your first 3 customers or getting your first 3 ambassadors, or whatever rank you're at, you're going to be looking at the Power of Three as going to another 3 ambassadors and another 3 preferred customers. And so when you look at it like that, your goal every month is going to be what we call going sterling silver, meaning you're going to get your next 3 ambassadors and your next 3 preferred customers every single month, and that should be your goal every single month. That should be your minimum goal. If you're just trying to stay growing with your team, that should be your minimal goal, is to go sterling silver every single month. And the way to do that is to continue posting, continue connecting with people. One thing is very important. We always talk about lists. To have lists, and you should always have a list going of prospects that you're thinking of talking to, whether that be for customers, potential customers, or potential ambassadors. And so having that list going. But you know, I've been reading a lot of really good information on network marketing, and one thing I will say is that we talk so much about lists. We talk so much about having that list of what I like to say, the people you really would love to go into business with. Meaning people that have a lot of contacts, people who have a great personality, people who are out there and they would, you know, that they would be really great at this. You just know those people that would be really great at Plexus, and having that list going all the time. But we talk about the list all the time, but what we really should be talking about is acting on that list. Because you could have a list of 100 rock stars, but if you don't pick up that phone, and if you don't call or message and give the person the opportunity, the list does you no good. And so I was reading a really good email yesterday on the plane. I had no Wi-Fi, so I was forced to read old emails. But I was reading an email, and Big Al, who we listened to at convention, in one of his emails, he talked about the people that call him the most frequently to ask questions about, how can I grow my business? What do you suggest when I'm growing my business? What do you think I should do? What are your top tips for recruiting? What are your top tips for growing a team? He said most of the people that call him with those questions are the people that spend so much time researching, trying to make things better. I'm going to make a chart. I'm going to join this company. I'm going to join this network marketing moms group. I'm going to join my PTA at school. And you're always working on the researching part, and you're not working on the reaching out part. So you could do all those things. You could be the very best, most organized network marketer, but if you're not taking that next step to contact people, which I know I'm a very shy person, and it's hard for me to step out of my comfort zone. That is the hardest part. But if you want to grow this business, you have to get out of that comfort zone. And you have to either, whether it's telling people about the products to get customers, or whether it's telling people about the opportunity, if people don't see you and hear you with the invitation, they're not going to join, because they don't know. They have to have you present that to them. So as you're making this list, stop and do your work on that list every day. Work on contacting the people on that list. Pick up the phone, you know, ask for people to have coffee with you. Whatever it is that you have to do to connect with people, you know, the list is not good enough. You have to go that one step forward and making that list work for you. So that's what I'll say about the Power of Three. Also, you know, don't forget about what we call the wholesale customer. Meaning, if you've got preferred customers that love your products, if they love the products, you know, it may scare them off to talk to them about starting a new business. But for them to become a wholesale customer, meaning they're going to spend, you know, over $100, maybe they're buying 3 or 4 products at a time. You want to make sure you give them the opportunity to become a what we call a wholesale customer because of several reasons. First of all, they're going to get into the Rockin' Ambassador group and they're going to see how many people are successful and they're going to see how many people love the other products. So chances are they're going to raise their own PV. They're going to get a check on themselves and they're going to go, wait, I can actually get paid on myself. Imagine if I had 2 or 3 customers. So a lot of people, you know, you see the Diamond Ambassadors, a lot of them say that they signed up for the discount. There are people that should always remain preferred customers. I have one in particular, somebody that I would love for her to join the business. I have given her the opportunity many times, but she has been buying 1 bag of Slim for over a year. She loves the products and she would be great at this, but that's all she wants. And so I continue to contact her about it, but I know she wants to remain a preferred customer and that's all she's buying. So I'm not going to try to talk her into becoming well, I will try to talk her into becoming, but I will tell her, you know, you are going to have to spend $100 a month if you do it. But with your contacts and your influence, you could go so far in this company. And, you know, you could get your other products at a discount. You know, I'm always trying to get her to buy other products besides the Slim because we have so many great other products. So, but don't overlook those people because what if you have a preferred customer that's been on the products for 6 months and say they're buying $150 worth of products, they could be getting a check back on that and that could push them into wanting to do more with their business. Heaven forbid, after 6 months, somebody else tells them about the business and then they join under them. So you got to remember that you want to get those preferred customers as your ambassadors and get them going on their journey as quick as possible.
Yeah, and I remember at a convention, I don't remember who it was that said it, but somebody had said, you know, you make your list, but you don't attack them with sales stuff. You don't, if you haven't talked to them in 7 years, the first thing you say is not going to be, hey, have you heard of Plexus? You're going to say, hey, how are your kids? Hey,
Absolutely.
how's it going? How's life? Because you want to build those relationships. That's where
Absolutely.
It's important. I mean, all weekend long, I heard about relationship building and about it coming from the heart. And so that is something that's important as well. You don't want to go, hey, this Plexus stuff is great. And it is, but you want to work into that. So you want to start out with something personal if you haven't talked to them in like 7 years.
Absolutely. You should be going through your friends list right now and messaging as many people and liking their pictures. If you see them as somebody that you think could be great at this, you should be liking their pictures. You should be commenting on their stuff. You should be sending them private messages that say, hey, how's it going? Let's go for coffee. Let's get together. And genuinely, you know, you don't want to be fake. You want to be real about it. You want to be a genuine friend to people because that's what people want. They want friends. And a lot of people join this business for friendship. I mean, that's a big part of my why is that I have great friendships out of this thing. I wouldn't, if they took away my paycheck, I would still do Plexus just for the friendships.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that was the power of 3. So now we're going to go into making connections and staying connected within our group. So we have, you know, our individual group pages. Dawana has a group page for her ambassadors. I have one for mine. But we also have the Rockin', which is the amazing group that we really want to stay connected with. So it's very, very important that we put all of our ambassadors into that group. And Jana, I'll let you talk a little bit about why it's important.
Well, it's important because there's so much information that's shared in that group. If you ask a question, you're talking to 4,300, I think last time I checked, 4,300 people, as opposed to however many people are in other ambassador groups. Definitely individual ambassador groups are very important because my goal is not to stay just as the Rockin' group being the only group that anybody ever has. My goal is that Dawana's group will be 4,200 people one day or more. That Jessica's group will be 4,200 people or more one day. My goal is to make this generational, that passing on the torch, that, yeah, my 4,200 will still be there, but there'll be more by then, and then there'll be spinoffs from that. Everyone needs to be a leader. And I think it's awesome that people want to start an ambassador group when they're silver or gold. It's awesome. But if you take that group and you disconnect with the Rockin' group, your people are missing out on a lot of great information, a lot of training, resources that they need to have questions answered all the time. There's so many great people in there that have amazing testimonies. They're always posting things about the products and what the products can do for them and all that. You're missing out on so much if you don't connect in there. Now, your people are going to do what you do. So if you're connecting on the Rockin' group and in your ambassador group, whether you have an ambassador group outside of the Rockin' group or you belong to one, you should be connecting in that group as well as the Rockin' group. When I say connect and be involved, that means encouraging people, welcoming people, congratulating people when they have promotions, congratulating people and welcoming people when somebody adds a new ambassador. Everyone, you know, they don't really understand it until they start getting people in the group, and then they want everyone to welcome them. But if you are in there congratulating and welcoming people, people are going to do the same for you. And I always say, you know, you could be my level 11, and I can know that you're going to be a rock star just by how much I see your name in the Rockin' group. I mean, that's plain and simple, because I know that if I see your name in the Rockin' group all the time, you're coachable. You're doing everything that we're telling you to do on these calls. And if you're coachable, that's just the road to success. Because if you're coachable, that means you're duplicating. And duplication is what this whole thing is about, is doing what successful people have already done so that it makes your job easier. So that pretty much is a simplified way of saying that the people that I see their name all the time are the people that usually end up being rock stars. So connections is so important, whether it's in person, whether it is on training calls, whether it is at Plexus sponsored events. You know, this weekend was, I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute, but this weekend was huge, and most of that was because of connections. It was because people are networking with other people, whether it's in their upline, their downline, their sidelines. It's because people are connecting with other people, and that is super motivating.
Absolutely. It's huge. And I know that Dawana is itching to talk over there. So I know you're going to be talking about opportunity meetings and how important an opportunity meeting is, and how to kick off one and how to do your own. So it doesn't have to be Jana and Dawana and I always at those, but how to do your own. So Dawana, if you'll unmute yourself, I see you're muted, and then you'll be talking about opportunity meetings. There you go.
Well, I am very excited. Convention was actually phenomenal, and we learned so much, and it really motivated us to make sure that we are sharing with everyone around us and connecting with people. One of the things that I want to say first is that we came back from convention, and it was so powerful. I don't know if everybody knows yet, Mara went silver today. Andrea went silver today. Andrea kind of went silver extra, so that was kind of great. But good a lot happens because of opportunity meetings, and people like to hear something from somebody face to face. The power of that face to face connection is really what usually takes people over the top and helps them make that commitment to the company and to the products. So how do you have an opportunity meeting, and why do you have an opportunity meeting? One of it is when you have people that trust you and know you. If you invite them to come to an event, they're most likely to come. And so we would going to suggest how to make the opportunity meeting happen. And when I first started with Jana, I was like, what do I want? She goes, well, invite the people that you know. And so I started inviting people, and I started inviting strategic people who I wanted to be a part of my business. And so think about those people that you feel like really could run with it, that could really use the products, that the products would really change their life, and get them to your home. Invite them to come. Always keep it short. Make it about an hour. So the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make that list. Who do I want to come? And then get the word out. Make a personal phone call. See them face to face. And then don't forget about your media. Go ahead and put it on Facebook, on Twitter, do whatever you need to do and invite people. I would also tell you, be selective, but then be selective. ask important people, but there might be somebody that you don't know really needs that product. So ask everyone to come. There's no reason to try to keep somebody from coming and not being a part of it. So make a list. But then you need to set that date. When's it going to be? Prepare it if you need for your upline to be a part of it. If you need myself or Jessica or Jana, you need to prove that with us first. Make sure that we can be there. So set that date, get it approved, and then do what's most important, and that is get them there. So call them, follow up with them, you know, let them be on your Facebook, on your Twitter, everywhere, the dates, the time, when it's going to be, and that they know about it. I think the really next important step is to make sure that you actually do it. So when you have everyone into your house, just be prepared. There might be 3 people. There might be 20 people. Come be prepared. I would suggest that you have packets ready, maybe them, have of course drink there for them so everyone can sample. And as well as we would kind of coordinate with whoever your upline is that was going to be at the meeting, how to prepare for the meeting and what to say and what's going to happen, so that it's short, it's prepared, it's organized, so that it can be all together. And then I would tell you, be prepared at the end to have people sign up. Be ready. Ready to sign that on their computer, on their laptops, on their phones, whatever they needed to do, so that the time was used properly. When I had my very first opportunity meeting, Jessica was my very first ambassador. She signed up that night. I was so thrilled. Every single person who came to my first ambassador meeting became an ambassador. Everybody who came to the opportunity meeting became an ambassador. And so, you know, I would suggest that you plan this, plan the date, plan the actual meeting, get the invitation out there, and then just do it. I think that this is a great tool for this company, and that you can your team. Jessica, were you jumping in? Can you hear me?
I can. You're just cutting it in and out. Were you done?
Oh,
Was
no.
that it?
Can you hear me?
I just wanted to say, hey, did you guys understand? I know she's kind of cutting in and out, but she said that every single ambassador that came, every single person that came to the opportunity meeting is now an ambassador, and that's huge. I mean, I was there. There was a good amount of us, and that's huge. So it's so important. I'll be honest, I'll raise my right hand. I haven't even had an opportunity meeting, so that's something I have to do myself. But that to me is exciting. It wasn't instant. I was the only one, I think, that signed up that night, but it definitely was one. I have had a question. I had somebody text and they want to know, Jana, maybe you can answer this. Is a weeknight better or a weekend night for the opportunity meeting?
I think a weekend, a Saturday is probably the very best day. We usually get the most turnout on that day. But I will say that one thing that Dawana does really well is she is really good about following up with people when she invites them. She doesn't just send them one invitation. She reminds them and she texts them and she emails them and private messages them. However she communicates with that person, she even makes phone calls. And so she will call somebody and say, you know, remember I had this opportunity meeting set up and you said you would come to it. I wanted to remind you that it's, you know, in 2 days from now or 1 day or tomorrow. So I want to make sure that you remembered to come. I will tell you that one thing right there will increase the odds of having people so much. So it's really important to stay communicating with your people that you're inviting, because a lot of people will forget. You can set up a meeting 2 weeks ahead of time and people will forget about it. But if you remind them, they're much more likely to come. And so also I will say about opportunity meetings is that that goes along with connecting, making sure that people are in the Rockin' group, also making sure people are in the Training 101 group, and also making sure people are in the video group. It's called Rockin' Training Videos. And there is a whole video in there about having opportunity meetings. And I think I put it in there. If I haven't, I'll get Rod to put it in there. But we've done whole calls on having opportunity meetings, and it talks about what you can do to have an opportunity meeting yourself without having to have a part of your upline there.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to over-invite. Just from experience, again, I haven't had one, but I've done these kind of things in the past. But you over-invite, invite a lot of people, because I think that you're going to have some that obviously have soccer games or something going on and they can't come. So you want to over-invite, get kind of crazy with it, because you're not going to have that really many people there. And if you do, hey, check it out. You got that many people there, and they get to hear about these awesome products and this awesome opportunity.
You know, Celeste always talks about when she had her first opportunity meeting, before she had any ambassadors at all, she had 100 people at her first opportunity meeting, and everybody said, how is that possible? She said, well, I invited 600. And knowing Celeste and just going to some of her stuff, she probably messaged all 600 of those people the night before and said, remember, I'm having my opportunity tomorrow, and you said you would come to it. Well, I'm just reminding you, I'd love to see you. When you get a message like that from her, she makes it look really personalized. I don't know if she does a mass thing, but when I've gotten those emails from her before, when she's done something at her house and invited me to it, she'll send me a message and say, I'm so excited about seeing you tomorrow. And it makes you want to go to it.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's really good.
One of the things that was important, when I went Fast Start Gold, was that Jana kept, when I came back after the first one, about a week later, Jana says, it's time to do another one. And I was like, already? And she was like, yeah. And so we did another one. And I actually did 3 of them in 30 days. And so you don't, because different people came to different meetings. And so, you know, everybody made it to the first one. And different people came to the second one, and I think totally different people came to the third one. And so, you know, you might need to hit some different calendar dates just to get all of the people that you're connected to in.
And if one person shows up, it was worth it to do that, because even if that one person is an ambassador, you're going to pump them up. You're going to talk about strategic ways for them to grow their team, and you're going to show them how to do an opportunity meeting, and then they're going to go out and duplicate what you did. So even if you've got one person, you can make that one person your rock star, and that can set you sail for the rest of your career.
It's awesome. It's true, because they get that one-on-one time.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. All right. So anything else on connecting, ladies?
I think that's it. Just getting people off to the right start. Also making sure that they're friending other ambassadors.
Yes.
Because, you know, I see all the time people that add people to the Rocking Group, and I'll go look at their friend list, and they have one mutual friend with me. And it's like, no, you have got to connect these people with other ambassadors that are posting all the time. Because if they don't see other people posting, they're not going to post. They have to have somebody to duplicate, not just you, but other people. So connect them with your whole downline, connect them with your upline, connect them with other people that you know are very ambitious, because they need to be seeing other people so they'll know what to do.
It's true. I mean, that's how I really started posting as much as I did, because I became friends with other of you guys that are watching now who are ambassadors, and y'all post like crazy. So I was like, I'm going to post like that. So I started doing it too. So it's so true. It's so true. So I think the next thing we're talking about, guys, is like my favorite thing we're talking about tonight, and that's convention. So I'll let, who wants to go first? Dawana, you want to go first? What are some things that you learned at convention that we have to share on this call and share with the people who didn't get to make it, or maybe we were in a different training that other people weren't in?
Well, I would say that convention was extremely motivational. There was a lot of information, but I think some of the powerful things that we learned was that it's important to know what the products do so that you know how to share it. And when we were there, we had a really great presentation. It was a very exciting presentation. And what we learned was that all that information is really right there in front of us in our back office under the resources. We can go into that under the resources, under the products, and get descriptions of what they do, what ingredients are in there, and know how to promote the product, so that when you're talking to people and someone says, you know, I'm having problems with my sciatic nerve, you could be like, well, did you know I've been taking something that helps with that, so that you could respond to them. And if somebody says, you know, my blood sugar drops and I pass out, well, that's my problem. That's what I deal with too. I have issues with my blood sugar, and I'm taking the Slim. It's balancing that out. And so how important it is just to know what the products do, how to be able to actually communicate their value to other people. And so how does that click on a couple of buttons in your back office and learn what those products are? I think that was a really great tool.
Absolutely. That was definitely one of my things too. And I there's so much. I mean, I know we could probably go on and on and on, because there really is so much that we learned. And golly, I'm trying to look. And I like this one, because I think we all tend to we're trying to answer questions to everybody that we come across. They're asking questions. What is Plexus? And I like this one. I don't even remember who said it, but it says, never make a point without a story, and never tell a story without a point. I think it was Les Brown, and I thought that was really, really good. And so that every story that we tell, or anything we share, we need to have a point to it. And any point we have, it needs to have a story to it. So if we say, hey, it'll help your sciatic, who has it helped? I mean, has it helped you? Has it helped your mama's sister? Has it, you know, who has it helped? Has it helped Dawana's sister? I mean, who has it helped? And so I think that was really cool to me, to go, not to just to say some random person, but really have a story with it. And we have so many testimonies out there on the Rockin' page and all of our pages. So I think it's important to have a story with that. So I really like that one. Another point I see here is provide, Dawana's really good at this, provide more service than you're getting paid for. And I think that was cool to me. I mean, in the ministry, I mean, obviously we serve, and my husband's a worship pastor, so we serve and serve and serve, and we go above and beyond. But you don't think about that, to take it on to Plexus and to really serve and provide more service than you're getting paid for. And I thought that was really something cool too. And to a whole weekend long, they talked about build relationships and it be from the heart, like Jana said, not fake, hey, what's going on, because you want them to buy Plexus. But even if they don't buy Plexus, you still want to build that relationship with them. And I thought that was really, really cool. And it says give before they ask. So before somebody even asks for a sample or asks for something from you, to go ahead and give it before it's even asked. And so I really like that one. Again, these were Les Brown. He was one of my favorites. He was the last one, but he was pretty awesome. Man, I saw people got to take pictures with him. I'm totally jealous of all y'all. I wish I got to take a picture with them. He was totally one of my favorites. Plus, I mean, we have a new product. Hello, guys. I'm so excited about Mega X. I've been taking it. Anybody else been taking it? I know I can't see y'all, but I'm sure y'all have. And I love it. Absolutely already love it. But of course I do, right? So I'm very excited about that. Before I talk like your ears off, I'm going to let Jana go ahead and share some things that she learned at convention and that really impacted you, and that you feel like we need to share with all these people.
Okay, well, I agree with you. I think the Mega X is awesome. I kind of figured it out with the Wizard ahead of time that it was going to be some kind of Omega product, which I have it right here. I'm absolutely excited about this product because, you know, for me, I've always read about the Omegas. I've always bought fish oil after fish oil after fish oil, and have never taken it consistently because of the aftertaste and the smell. And I'm very excited that I can get all of these Omegas, more than I could get with any fish oil pill I can get with this. And I'm really excited about it. I've never been good at taking supplements. I know that sounds really funny coming from me, but I really wasn't consistent about any supplements, vitamins, unless I was pregnant. I never took a multivitamin. I just didn't have that kind of consistency. But with Plexus, for the first time, I'm able to be consistent with supplements. And if it doesn't have Plexus on the bottle, I'm not going to take it. And I don't know if it's just a mindset that You know, I love the product so much that, you know, I buy multivitamins and I think I'm going to take that. I buy fish oil, I'm going to take, but I don't take it. So now I know I'm going to take omega now. I know I'm going to take it because it's Plexus. So I'm really excited about that. I know I'm going to be a lot healthier. I love the claims that we can make. And if you don't know those yet, you can look those up. We've posted those on the Rockin' Group. But if you look in your back office, the new catalogs are available. I have one right here. I bought a stack yesterday at the corporate office. And it's beautiful. It's awesome. Some of the things that we asked to change about it, they changed. There's no longer the swag that's in the back of it, which we thought was totally useless for customers because they don't want t-shirts yet if they haven't joined yet. So in the back, there's like a story from each one of the executives. Really cool little blurb about how they feel about the company. It talks to mostly prospective people that may want to join the company. You get to hear from the executives. There's a picture of the executives right here. I'm in this picture, but it chops me off at the head. So I'm like, oh, bummer. But anyway, so there's like a couple of stories of testimonies that all the products are beautifully featured, just like they were before, but it has our new bottles of our Fast Relief, which is now called Ease instead of Fast Relief for different reasons. But I'm just so excited about it because I love the blue bottles. And I have also the pump, but I gave it to my mom today because my mom, the only Plexus product that she uses is the cream Fast Relief. And she has arthritis in her hands. She has polymyalgia. She has all kinds of things where she uses it on her knees. She uses it on her hands. But she's asked me from the very beginning, can you tell those nice people to put it in an easier to pump bottle? Because you know how it had that accordion thing at the top of it, and it made it really hard to push, which is a valid concern for elderly people who may be using it. And I mean, the whole reason is to get rid of pain. If you have pain, you can't squeeze the pump. But the new pump is a lot easier to pump, and I took it to her today, and I said, I did my job. I went and made it happen for you, although it was none of me. But anyway, it's an easier to pump bottle, and I gave it to her, so I don't have it. But this is what it looks like. It looks like a spa bottle to me. I'm excited because all the products, the new products, are coming out with the clear colored bottle, which I think looks really modern and up to date. And so any product that they come out with now seems to have this kind of really cool packaging. So I'm excited about that. I also heard from the corporate office yesterday that they are working on the samples of the cream. So they are going to bring them back. And I saw one that was like a replica. And it's really cool. You're going to really like how it works. So it's no longer going to be a tear off. I don't think it's going to be something different that's easier to come out. So I'm really excited about that. They're doing things to make our job a lot better. And I'm really excited about all the changes that they're making with the new corporate office and all kinds of things that I saw while I was there. And I think everyone's going to be really excited about it. So I was excited about the new product. I was excited about the changing of our name and the changing of the bottles. I was excited to hear about so much big growth. I can tell you from my team's perspective that my team is way more motivated than they were last convention. Even though it was in Dallas, even though way more people were at last year's convention because of the location, it's still, and you know, last year was awesome. The convention in Dallas was amazing. But this year, there was a whole different takeaway. And I believe the reason why is because of the breakout sessions that we had, the individual training on products, and for your different level, you had a different, you know, the Jules got time management training, the middle group got all kinds of leadership training, the first group got product information, and everyone that I talked to that was in those groups said that their group was fabulous, that their training was great. After the sessions, people didn't seem to be wanting to socialize. They wanted to go back to their room and strategize how they were going to grow their teams. The overall feeling that I felt like that this summer is going to be huge for my team because people just walked away from convention with a new sense of hope, which is amazing because all we got was this new product, which is it is a fabulous product, but I really feel like because of the training that they got there, is the reason why their momentum is going to be huge this summer. Last summer was pretty good growth, but summers tend to sometimes be slow. But I really don't feel like this summer is going to be slow. I feel like the momentum for Plexus in general is going to be huge. But my feeling from my particular team is I feel like that everyone is ready to go get what they want. And I really feel like people are wanting the training. We're going to be doing a lot more training calls because, you know, me and Rod, we've been in the process of moving 2 or 3 times. We've been selling houses here and there. We're starting to get settled, and people are asking us for calls. So we're really planning on getting back into as many calls as we can possibly do. We're going to be traveling some this summer. Hopefully we can do some meetings in different places, and we're really excited about that. But we know everyone needs training. We know everybody wants training, and we're planning on providing that. We count on leaders like Jessica and Dawana and different leaders on our team that are having weekly calls. We're so proud of people for doing that. You know, it takes some of the training issues off of us when we have leaders that step up and do these calls for their teams, because it helps us by training the individual people. It's huge to get that, you know, training in small groups. So I really highly encourage you to do as much training as you possibly can with your own team. But I think the momentum is high. I think summertime does not need to be looked at as a time to sit back and take a vacation. I know Dawana's on vacation, but look, she's still working. So I'm sure she's going to come back with ambassadors and customers from all where she's going. And because she's not going to stop talking about it. She's still talking about it. So don't sit back and say, I'm going to take 3 months off. I'm going to go sit by the pool. Go sit by the pool and work, because you will end the summer with so much more momentum. Go get your teachers. Right now is the best time for teachers to join. If you have teacher friends, summertime, they can start their business. They can get momentum going while they're off. They're usually much more prone to start a business in the summertime. Go with them at that angle. Say, I know that you're off for the summer. This is the perfect time for you to join me, and I will help you get your business started before school starts. And then you can go into fall with, you know, a business, and you can go take it to your friends at school and say, look what I've been doing over the summer. You guys can do this too. So summertime is huge. That's when I see the teachers take off and make their biggest momentum with their teams is during the summer. So don't look at this as a vacation. Look at this as a working vacation so that you can vacation in Maui next year.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know, Leaders Retreat is huge. That's another takeaway. You know, DC, I've never been there, so I'm excited about it. It's at the Gaylord, so it's going to be fun. Who cares where it is? But Leaders Retreat is so big for your business. I cannot stress enough. I don't care if you signed up yesterday. You can make it to retreat. It's 650 points to get there. We will post the rules of Leaders Retreat on the Rockin' Group, so you can figure out what you need to do to get there. You need to get new customers. You need to get ambassadors to sign up in your first 4 levels. But if you are consistent with it, you can make it there. You do not have to be a gem or a jewel to get to Leaders Retreat. There are plenty of silver ambassadors at Leaders Retreat. So that is not an excuse to not make it. It is fun. It will grow your business tremendously, just like convention did. You can come to convention, come to Leaders Retreat. Do whatever you can to get there, because you will miss out if you don't go. So do what you can to get there. Go to your sponsor and say, give me a plan. What do I need to do to get to Leaders Retreat? How many people do I need to sponsor? How many customers? How much PV do I need to get? And come up with a strategic plan on how you're going to get to Leaders Retreat, because that is huge. Get your people motivated about getting to Leaders Retreat, and you'll get there.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I think people are highly motivated that went. I know that convention for us was not only fabulous and motivational, but the people who went also really connected. And I mean, we just had a fabulous time together. And then they came back and they just immediately came home and started sharing and posting like crazy. And then like Andrea and Mara, they both went silver when they got home. It was very exciting. And one of the things that was said at convention, I thought that was so powerful, and I'll just kind of mention it quickly, was that one of our motivational speakers said that it's all about trust. The reason that somebody that you know would want to want to join and want to try the products that you're trying is because they actually have a relationship with you and they trust you. And one of the things that Jessica said to me after she had signed up, she said, Dawana, she said, when I found out that you were doing this, I thought that you had been hacked on your Facebook, that you had been hacked, and I was going to call you on the phone and say, you know, what's going on, Dawana? You need to check out your stuff because somebody's in there messing with your Facebook. And I said, you know, she called me and I said, no, this is real. And she said, I want to be there. If Dawana's going to do this, I'm going to do it. And then recently Mara joined my team, and her best friend joined because she said, I trust Mara, and if Mara says she's going to do this, then I'm going to do it. And so much of it is based on trust. And so I just suggest that, you know, you connect with people, and the people that you really have a relationship with, those are the ones who you're going to reach out to and let them know about being an ambassador. Trust is a big part of that. And I would just encourage you to use the excitement that you have about building your business to share with them, and don't be salesy. Don't be about, you know, about just yourself. Be about helping them and serving them. That's how this company, I think, really works. That was a good word for me from convention. I just thought that was really powerful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree completely. And I just read something that I want to share before we get to an end, but it says, be around people that will feed your energy, develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell people who you are. And I think that was again, Les Brown. I'm sharing all Les Brown tonight because he was my favorite, at least one of my favorites. Everybody was so awesome. But I think, number one, be around people who will feed your energy. I think that's huge, to really stay around. That's why we talked about connecting and staying in the rocking group and being friends with the ambassadors. I got to meet so many of my PFFs actually at convention, and I'm friends with them on Facebook, and we talk on Facebook, but I actually got to hug their necks, and so that was so much fun. And like Dawana said, that the Mara and Andrea, man, we had a blast, and really got to know each other, and really got to know everybody's heart. And that's the cool thing for me, is that everybody has such an awesome heart and why they're in this, and find out their whys. And that really encourages your why. If you think about it, if you find out somebody else's why, it encourages your why. And you go, oh, me too. I have the same kind of why, you know, I'm in it for the same reason. So I thought that was so good. And also develop your communication skills. I thought, you know, I communicate for a living. I'm the boss, and so I have to walk in and have my A game on and communicate. And so that's something for me. I always want to communicate, but it really kind of hit me because once you open your mouth, you tell people who you are. And I thought, wow, you know, it's true, because everything we say, that's what people see is who we are. And so I thought that was really cool, to develop those so that you can tell people who you are. And really, I thought that was neat. So that's what I was saying. That's what I had. Did anybody else have anything else before we bring it to an end?
I had one last thing that I thought I would like to share, and it was kind of what you just said, and is that when we know somebody's why, that we know how to help them and how to motivate them. And if you know that somebody could make $500 a month and it would truly change their life, or $1,000 or whatever that number might be. That number might be $5,000, and that's what it would take to, you know, pay off their medical bills or pay off a school bill or something that would, you know, be really traumatic for them. If you said to them, you know, if you posted on Facebook and made some phone calls, invited some people to a opportunity meeting, and you made that kind of money, would you be willing to do it if it would change your life? And if you know people's why, you don't know everybody's why until you know their heart. And so you have to actually have a relationship with them and get to know them and connect with them and find out, why would that money make a difference? What would cause you to need that money or to want that money, so that and how would that impact your life? And then you can understand why somebody would be willing to maybe get out of their comfort zone a little bit and say to somebody that maybe they're close friends with, that they just don't know how to share, and say, you know, I'm trying Plexus and I love it. The products are fabulous. I feel so much better, and be able to get out of your comfort zone instead of keeping everything to yourself. Because if you understand the why, then they're able to get out of that comfort zone and share, because they can see how it can become a reality and really change their world. So so much of it was at convention about connecting with people. It was about understanding your role in being a good communicator, about your role in being trustworthy, your role in being a good leader, and truly about how much fun it can be to live a healthy and wealthy life. I love this job. I love this company. I love the products. This is good stuff.
Absolutely. And to piggyback on what Dawana just said, guys, I watched her talk to someone about, hey, how much money would you need to really change your life? And that person gave a number. And she was like, what if I told you this is what you do to get to that place? Would you be able to make that follow up? Would you be able to do that? She was like, oh man, I'm not good at that. I can do that. I couldn't do the follow up. She goes, but what if you did? And that's what gave you that amount, that amount you need to change your life. She goes, oh, then I could do that. And so it was a complete turnaround. So I literally watched that conversation. And so that was, and that wasn't convention, that was Dawana and some of us talking. So that was something like an aha moment for me, to see that, hey, we may think making those phone calls or following up with people or my preferred customers, and I follow up with them and make sure that everything's going okay. And would they like to, become the wholesale, like she was talking about, customer, if I just did that, would that get me to my goal of what will get me home with my kids? Am I willing to do that to get home with my kids? And yes, whatever it takes, right, ladies? We learned about that. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'm going to be home with my kids. So whatever it takes. So I know that I'm in that boat, and I agree with Jana. And the growth for summer, I already told my ambassadors, buckle your seatbelts because we are going and we're growing for sure. So Jana, you want to close us out with anything?
Well, I was just say that, when you see the successful people, please know that we're all just regular people. We come from regular lives. I am up there and I see the jewels, and I can tell you that each one of us comes from a different place. At least one of us has come from wherever you are right now. So don't think that you cannot do this. Don't think that it's too far out of reach. I don't care what your education level is. I don't care how shy you are. I don't care if you feel like you don't have enough contacts. It's about growing yourself to get yourself there. So you may have to work on yourself some before you get there, but you can get there regardless of who you are or where you live or where you come from. Whatever your background is, there is a jewel that is come from that same place. And what they did was they worked on themselves, which you've already taken the first step, because if you are on this call or you're listening to this call, congratulations, because that is the first step into duplicating people that are successful. So when you take that first step of joining, don't stop. Don't stop working on yourself. Go out there and listen to every video that you can listen to. Read every book on inspiration, on motivation, on network marketing. Get out there and do meetings. Go to meetings. Talk to other people and become friends with other people that are successful. Like Jessica said, it's huge. Keep yourself surrounded by people that also want to be successful. You're going to be changing lives. It is so worth what you're going to have to grow to get to where you need to be. Because at the end, you're going to look back and see this is not about you. This is about everyone that you've changed their lives through the process. But you can do it. You can be up there on that stage. You can be up there on that stage. And when you are, you're going to be telling everyone in your downline the same thing. I was there. I was sitting in the audience. I saw my friend on that stage, and I put my mind to it to do what I had to do to get there. And every one of us are here to help you do that.
Love it.
I love it too. And I want to say, not only can you be on that stage, but you will be. And I think that's something we have to change to, hey, I can do this. I had one of my ambassadors send me a message today, and she said her husband came in and he had said, he usually says, if you're a diamond, if you're a diamond, if you're a diamond, because we have those talks in my house too, but we say win. And so today her husband came in and he said win. He said, when you're a diamond. And that really just changed something for her. And I'll just share, she didn't even have one ambassador yet. But she's going to be a diamond. And she has it in her mindset, and she's going strong, and she's going to be a rock star. She already is a rock star. So way to go, Karen. Shout out to you. I know you're watching. But for real, it really is, say when I'm on that stage. When I'm a diamond, right, Jana, when you're a double diamond, that's what we're going to say for you, right?
Absolutely. And Rod wanted me to tell you that he is also here to help. He
has a sign.
Rod is here to help. He wanted me to let y'all know that.
And he's awesome, and he answers quickly too. He's really fast. I have to admit, I'm like, Rod, hey Rod, and he helps me. So he is definitely there to help. That's all I had. If y'all didn't have anything else, I think we're good to go, and I think it's right at 8:53. So we did good. Look at us.
Awesome. I'm ready to see everybody grow through the summer. We can do this summer up big, and we can have jewels at Leaders Retreat. We can have jewels that weren't at convention or weren't on the stage. We can have them there at Leaders Retreat. You can do it.
Yeah, I think, what is it, Dawana, we said? Emerald by December?
Emerald by December. Let's go, girl.
Come on, let's go. We're gold right now, in case you don't know. We're gold, so Emerald by December.
We're taking everybody with us, so come and join in the
Really?
We plan on having lots of people with us, that's for sure. I don't want to go diamond by myself. I want to be with people that I love, people that I trust, people of integrity, people that I would like to spend time with, people I want to have my family be around. That's who's coming with us. We're going to have so much fun, and we're going to be blessed.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it, everybody. Y'all get on the phone, get on Facebook, go out and do it.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. See y'all next Tuesday.
Okay, see y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Jana.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jana.
You're welcome. Have fun on your vacation, Dawana.
I am. My kids have been sitting outside for an hour outside of the car waiting for me.
Aw, how sweet.
Aw.
Because we hadn't gotten to our hotel yet.